You want to say anything to anybody?
Hello. Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, 8th of July, 2025. I drove through the outskirts of DC last night, took 286 to Route 7 to Route 15. I was on 1529 originally, came up from Virginia on that. Actually, North Carolina, I think. No, it turned into that in Virginia. And this goes to Gettysburg. I've been to Gettysburg, so I don't need to go there again. So the McDonald's this morning did not have Wi-Fi, so I couldn't stay there to work. So I'm going to drive a few hours, and I will catch a couple hours midday somewhere along the way. We'll play it as we go. I need to make time anyways, although I'm more than halfway there, and I have today and tomorrow to get there, so I think I can pretty much take my time getting there. In the Northeast, I know those roads, so nothing really to see or explore. So it's 8:03 in the morning. This road does not have a lot of traffic coming into DC on it. Not a lot of traffic leaving. There's more traffic leaving than coming. So there's a sign right there. Thurmont 10 miles, Emmitsburg 18, Gettysburg 26. Some sort of jail here. Department of Corrections. This town is crazy, man. Look at that bridge just ends. The directions, it wants you to take a turn every 100 feet, 300 feet. You just can't keep up with it. So this is my second change on the directions. I'm looking for a North 5th Street, and that's the other problem is they don't mark the streets. I don't even know what river this is we're crossing. No signs, and I'm not familiar enough with this area. Old city though. Okay, Front Street. That was the other side of the river, was called Front Street as well. Parts of this city are very interesting. It's like a coal city, coal town, but it's, if you know your way around here, it's probably not that bad. But for anybody from outside of this city, good luck. What is this guy doing now? I had no idea I was in Harrisburg. Harrisburg on the map is like miles away. Okay, so I'm supposed to turn on this and then take a quick right onto this, where it's like a maze. Well, I didn't get the ones that were falling down into pieces, but this is Harrisburg, I guess. Thing. Disaster zone. Okay, so there are signs to this 22 east that I've got to go to. I think I just stay right on this road, State Street. This is crazy. The speed limit's 25 miles an hour. This feels a lot like Dorchester, man, or something like it. Yeah, I'm on Walnut. Okay, I'm on 22 East, I guess. I'm going to be on this for 20 miles or so until I get to PA 343 North. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I'm going to sign off. Lots of curvy roads up here. Really? School bus stop? How wonderful. Imagine this in the winter. Imagine having that house right on that hill. We're going up here, right into the clouds. It was raining profusely earlier when I was working, but it's been a very nice drive so far. Okay, I'm on this for 3.3 miles, and then I turn a right onto PA 443. Imagine the old days when you used to have to walk this stuff, or horse if you're lucky, I guess. Oh, there's a Connecticut license plate that just went by. Okay. That's not a good sign when you see hairpin turn. I'm in no hurry. I mean, I only have to do 230 miles today. Not counting the morning. I'm talking in the afternoon. I'll probably do more, but one step at a time. Yeah, so we're coming down now. This is why I hate automatics. Yeah, this is a fun road to drive on. If I trusted this car more, I might try it. You know, while I'm thinking, it's very unusual. I'm taking 29 towards DC, and the gas prices are all over $3 a gallon. And it was just some place called Skeeches or Steeches, something like that. There's a chain, and they had the gas price like 50 cents below the price of the other gas stations around them. And they also had something called, I have a picture of it, 88 octane, designed for new engines. designed for new engines. It was 50 cents less. It was only $2.50 a gallon. So I filled up half with that and then half with 87 regular, because I figure I'd mix them just in case. Because what I read on their information said new engines it's designed for new engines, but I had never heard of it before. But I figured I'd give it a try since it was so much less expensive. Alright, I gotta pay attention here. Oh, look at that house, man. Yeah, people are living there. Nice stained glass on that church, St. Peter's Lutheran. I have no idea what town this is. Maybe there'll be a sign. Pine Grove. I like towns that put their name out there. So many towns don't even put their name out there for you to know where the heck you even are. Yep. Okay, I am on East 443, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking a right turn up here. This is what I noticed in Pennsylvania. They did this, and now Pennsylvania's doing it. There's, 25 miles an hour. It's absolutely ridiculous. Well, all right. I see gas is $3.25 a gallon here. That seems to be around the average. Online, I did look online. It said online you could find gas for $2.83 in Harrison or Harrisburg. I didn't see any gas for that price. But I have 3/4 of a tank. Yeah, it definitely feels like an inner city. Wow, look at this oldie. Holy cow. Okay, no turn on red. Okay, alrighty then. The small little supermarket I just passed was called Coal Town Supermarket, and that's what all of this feels like, Coal Town. So did Harrisburg. Harrisburg felt like a coal town. Even Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, bunch of towns, the way that they're cut, they just made streets wherever the hill was. Okay, we'll get this big pickup truck in back of me. I'm doing 42. Liberty Fire Company number 4. I have no idea what town this is, but it's a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. The Haven line. Schuylkill, Haven. Just gonna follow 443 east. See, the directions give you all these stupid street names. They should just stay on 443 east. Yep, I can imagine how this looked 50 years ago. It probably looked, when it was newer. There's a train station there, Schuylkill Haven. Huh. Boy, a lot of history here, a lot of memories. East. Dock Street. I gotta look at my map, make sure I'm supposed to be on this. Funny, I just passed the China house. It was in a house like that. Another firehouse. Unbelievable. A wide load just went by, blocked the whole light from going. There was a long, giant Jersey barrier that was like 2 truck long. Unbelievable. At least they're moving. So this backup is because of these jerks. Unbelievable. They're doing this like when all the traffic's on the road. I understand these things have to be moved, but it's like nobody gives any time or attention into the details of these things. So now we have Mack trucks trying to get by this. Oh, here's that chain, Sheets. Looks like they're opening up a new branch. I'd never heard of them. But it's funny, all the prices I've seen have been 50 cents higher than what I paid last night on that road. It's crazy. Now, in all the excitement, I've got to make sure I didn't change roads. They don't put the signs very often. I mean, this stupid directions, it's like now they've got 61 north, 61 south mixed in with 443 north or east or west. It's ridiculous. But this is what happens when you go on the back roads, man. Like all these people, they know this stuff like your back town, whereas somebody new, it's like, yeah, take the cow path to the right. Well, this has definitely not been the simplest journey. It has been one turn after another turn after another turn. It's not like just find this road and stay on it for 40 miles. These type of trips are definitely easier with a navigator. Then all you got to do is worry about driving. But when you're trying to look at your computer, look at the roads, and then all of a sudden something unexpected happens, especially without, this thing doesn't have a triptych that I can change easily. If there's a way to do it, it's not intuitive. It's not in these buttons on the steering wheel, and it's not pressing there. I looked throughout their computer, don't see it anywhere. Okay, but this is 443 east, and that's the most important thing until I hit 895 east. Then I turn over to 895 east. And this is how all these towns look. This is, 100 years ago, this is what they built, man. This is how parts of Pittsburgh are. Just like this. At least the parts of Pittsburgh I explored. You have these giant hills. The inn in Owensburg. It is an interesting drive, though. Yeah, it's 7:30, so once again, I'm going to be driving in the black. And it's not a lot of fun driving in the black on this type of streets are okay, but you get into the woods, and the thing I don't like about it is go lady. The thing I don't like about it is deer could jump up and hit you. Right, I'm going to sign off here. Yeah, and the other thing that they have throughout this whole region maybe the county, they have all these people who served. Posters of them. All right, signing off. Yeah, there we go. An old Sherman tank. Okay. Yeah, it's people who are raised in these areas. There's a giant banner I just passed saying celebrating 50 years of drinking Miller beer. I'm like, why? Who cares? Unless Miller beer is made there, which they didn't say. Yeah, it's very pretty out here. Some nice views. Not high enough to get views into the distance though. And the clouds tend to be obscuring distance views. Lots of farming, as you see. Now, I should be coming up to my next transition pretty soon. Very soon. Village of McKeansburg. Cold watermelons. Yeah, it's funny. The road passes right through somebody's farm there, and they put their house right on the road, and they put the porch right on the road, this sun porch, so they can sit and watch traffic go by, I guess. To me, hey, I guess that's the excitement. See who's driving by. The Keansburg Bar and Motel and Restaurant. Okay, here's the junction I'm looking for. 895. All right, I gotta sign off here. Hey, we are on this for 20 miles and another Dollar General. They're like horse shit. They're everywhere. It's unbelievable. And out of the $3 stores that I'm familiar with, the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and Family Dollar, I believe. The Dollar General, Dollar Tree is by far the best. And that's because their prices used to be $1. But in the last couple of years, I guess, they've had so much pressure on them to raise their prices because their costs are going up. They now have items that go up to, I think, $1.25 or $1.50, I was told. But you go into Dollar General, there could be items that are $5, $10, whatever it costs. Okay. Yep. I don't even know what the speed limit is, but it can't be too fast. Yeah, I suspect a lot of antique people are around here because, everything's so old, relatively speaking. Old is a relative term. Okay, I gotta pay attention here. Let's look at these, man. Look at that glass. That is original glass right there in those panes. There's a term for that glass. I don't know if it's blown glass, but that's antique glass right there, man. And look at that. That's probably all asbestos shingle. Or no, that's tar paper. Well, maybe there's not asbestos on these. But asbestos, that's asbestos right there, that gray thing. Okay, so the directions say continue to follow PA 895 East. So I knew it split. I didn't think it split like so soon. Yeah, so right there, that's asbestos. So technically, when you go to repair that house, that's asbestos there, I think, as well. God. That's how poor people are, man. Here, I'm gonna pull over here. It's the local church. because these people know where they're going. I don't. Camera out in time, but I just passed a bunch of tiny homes all next to each other. Easy pull, next right. Yeah, they were tiny. They didn't even look wide enough for me to even fit in them. Well, I just passed an intersection for, I think it was 349 or 309. There's a restaurant there called, a family restaurant called the Mason Jar. At least that's what it said. So I passed like 3 restaurants that looked interesting. Who knows if the food's any good. But, you know, how many times a day can you eat? So, I've already eaten, so not going to try it just to try it. But that would be an interesting adventure, just going around the country, just trying different small restaurants like that. But just on this trip, just in the last couple of years, the price of food at restaurants has gone through the roof. Where was I? Oh yeah, the Waffle House story I told. Unbelievable. I used to go to Waffle House as a gag. You know, you spend like $5 for an egg and some scrambled eggs and a waffle. And now it's like $15. I mean, who's going to go to the Waffle House for $15? I'm not. It's crazy. It's like a novelty, but not something I do regularly. And so, and that gas station that was selling those chicken wings, they wanted, I forget the price now, like, I think it was like $12 for like 8 or 10 wings. And, yeah, I realize they're making them from scratch, but I don't, and they're in a poor neighborhood, so it's amazing people are paying it. There we go, that's an oldie. Yeah, I mean, I was, you know, that's where the Google car is an advantage. They drive through these areas. There's so many interesting things, so much character in a lot of these places that even if you're driving through, you really can't see it. Yeah, so I'm not sure if those would be interesting videos or not. Just a camera just driving through these areas, a 360-degree camera, or having a camera like on 180 degrees each side. Yeah, I don't think most people would want to. I mean, this is kind of boring, don't you think? Just watching the trees go by. I suppose somebody could then, I've seen videos like that where somebody goes through and edits all this out and then puts in just the meat of the trip. Little bunnies chasing each other. Yeah. Chasing them off. Brave little bunny. He's waiting there. Make sure he doesn't come back. Go get him, bunny! I'm just gonna wait right here for this car to go by. Yeah, it means I've pulled over, you dummy. It's like people have never seen turn signals before. That's because most people don't use them. They're all there for, in honor of the veterans of World War II. Look at how many veterans they had in this small little town. So the directions... Shut up. So the directions have me going down this little side street. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, see, they continue. Those are some old photos. One was definitely World War II, I imagine. Stop except right turn. I assume this is where I'm supposed to go. Don't see a street name. This is supposed to be Fire Line, and I'm on this for 4 miles, it says. Well, I hope so. So I usually end up finding the street name when one of these side streets includes it. But, yeah, it's crazy how people live up here. Yeah, this is Fire Line, okay. And it's because, you know, they grew up here and they never left. Because I can't imagine there are people moving into this place. There's nothing up here. But I see people building new homes up here. So my guess is it's, you know, somebody has subdivides their land. Can you imagine how bad it is in the winter up here? Oh my God. I mean, you're probably buried in here for weeks. Up in these hills. 3rd Street. Look at that house right there. Wow. That is raw. They just put cloth right over the outside of it. That's when somebody is that poor, man. Get some good hiking up here, I bet, though. There we go. A little bungalow. Don't know what. That's a house or an office? Huh. They had a cute little baseball field, little league field back there. It was groomed nicely. Wow, this yard looks like it's, or field looks like it's in pretty good shape. The Blue Bombers. Palmerton Blue Bombers. Interesting. Yeah, there was a cop I passed. And instinctively I slowed down even though I was going under the speed limit. Yeah, it's probably very slow. Imagine how slow life was 50 and 100 years ago. This is the type of town that anybody see the movie with Tom Cruise and Leah Thompson, All the Right Moves. The only way you made it out was with a sports scholarship back then. It was a good movie. On a skateboard doing like 40 miles an hour. He's already gone. No equipment. Must be a must have been an electric one. Hold on, I don't see a street name. Let me back up here. This should be Forest End Road. Of course, there's no street sign. Look at this oldie. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I can't believe there was a guy on a skateboard. Yeah, it definitely was electric because I'm like, he must be coming down a hill, but he was coming up a hill. And I'm going to pull over here and let this guy go. There's those people. They were getting in the car there. I assume they're either live here or they left a restaurant. The restaurant looks closed. They said this is They said this is Little Gap Road. So none of these were, doesn't matter. They're not labeled. And I didn't put it into the directions where it speaks to you. So I made it extra hard, I guess, on. Okay. Continue on. So I turned left onto Little Gap, and now I'll be on this for like 10, 16 miles. All right, signing off. That's the other thing I've noticed. A lot of lawyers advertising in Virginia, the Carolinas, on billboards. The other thing is not a lot of distance between Gettysburg and Washington, D.C., if you know that history. And then Harrisburg is not that far away from Gettysburg. deer out feeding, and this is something you got to be very careful of out here with the deer. They can definitely destroy your car very quickly. Ski Blue Mountain. Okay, so I'm on this for another two miles or so, and it should turn into Kunkletown Road with a K, and that leads me to Route 115. So I still have quite a ways to go. So, you know, it looks, you think 200 miles, oh, that's not that bad, and then you start doing this, and 200 miles takes a while. There we go. Okay, got a stop sign up here. Got a bar right there, Covered Bridge Inn. Bar and restaurant, open dinners. Okay, whatever that means. So now we have a street sign, Little Gap. Wow, look at this intersection. So this is a bed and breakfast right here, the Roth House. Wow, that's very interesting. Looks like people sit out there and you can walk across the street and go to the Covered Bridge Inn. Hey, why not? I'll bet you people come up here, man. Let's get away from the world for a while. Not much to see when you come here, though. Wow, look at that house. Now, I did not notice if the street should not have changed yet. And even they have storage out here. Because everybody has so much stuff that they don't need. And everybody's selling bikes and cars. So you'll see it on the front lawns. Yeah, cool. Yeah, very pretty. And we're down to, we're in twilight right now. Sun's going to be down in the next 15 minutes or so, maybe less. So then I'll be doing these roads in pitch black, which is, yeah, I missed a lot of great sightseeing because it was night, but unfortunately, yeah, priorities. And unfortunately, the way that the schedule worked out, it only gave me a few days. I mean, I could re-rent a car and then go out for a month if I wanted, but I'm probably not going to do that. I considered extending this car. This car's not a bad car. It's getting pretty good gas mileage as well. Okay, did the name change? Should be Kunkel now. And then I'm on this for 10 miles. But I looked at, so the 1 week rate, with all taxes and fees, etc., it was just under or just around $350. Yeah, see, Kunkletown. And, yep, Kunkletown Road. Okay, this is where it must change. Right here. And for 2 weeks, it was $750. So the second week was $400, which didn't make sense because the 1 week rate was going from Tampa to Boston, and the 2 week rate was going Tampa to Boston. So it should have been less for that second week in my mind. So I said, forget it. Chestnut Ridge Railway Company. United States Post Office, Kunkletown, Pennsylvania. Interesting. Little Kunkletown. All right, I'm gonna sign off here. Because their downtown is like a block, but right up on an elevated porch to a house was the Kunkletown pub, and it said it was open. It looked like who knows what it was. If I had somebody with me, I'd go in and check it out, but I'm not going in alone. Look at this, man. This is insane how these roads just shift from height. And hopefully I'm making the right choices here because there's no signs. Just one interesting thought I was having. I'm sure they have them, but unlike most U.S. neighborhoods I've seen that has Amazon vans all day long in them, I have not seen an Amazon van, I have not seen FedEx, I have not seen UPS. I also have been wondering, how far do these people have to drive to get groceries? I saw actually in that little town I was passed through up on top of the hill, there was a small little gas station, neighborhood store, and they only charged $3.05 when some of the major gas stations were charging $3.15. So I thought that was pretty interesting as well. Okay, so I'm coming up to the end of Kunkletown. Should turn into 115, and I'm just about to burn all the rest of the daylight here. So I'm trying to make as much time as I can, but since it's the first time on these roads, I have no idea what anything is or where anything is. No street signs. Great. Kunkletown, 6 miles behind me. Something was up for sale over there. I didn't get it with the camera, but I saw it with my eye. There's been a Jeep and following me since Kunkletown. Probably wishes... Well, actually, he's hanging back there, so I don't think I'm doing too badly. But still some daylight, enough to drive, and enough for this person not to turn the lights on. My lights have been on for the last 45 minutes just because up in the hills I wanted people to see me, including that cop who I passed. Alright, signing off. See, this is very interesting. So there are companies up here, man. That is BWC Technologies. Yeah, very interesting. Well, what I do, I could do anywhere. I mean, I could have a little office up in Kunkletown if I chose to. I could do what I do just as well there. And so could a lot of other people today. They can work anywhere as long as they have an internet connection and a phone line. Yep. It's amazing how many people live out here. I saw a woman getting out of a car in her driveway, and I yelled over to her. I said, "Hey, is this Cherry Valley Road?" And she said, "Yeah." She goes, "It's a very long road." She goes, "It will work its way around." And there was another detour back there that said, thankfully that road, the other road, the bridge is out 2 miles ahead. So it has people going this way. At this point it's nighttime, so I'm just taking it real slow because the directions say turn right to stay on Cherry Valley Road. So I wanted to ask that woman, make sure I was still on Cherry Valley Road, that I hadn't missed it on one of these turns, because you can't read the street signs at all. Yeah, this would be a beautiful drive during the day. Very nice. It's nice right now, but you can't really appreciate the views because you're underneath all this canopy of trees here. I am on US 209 North, and I'll be on this for the next 30 miles. And I just passed a place called Pocono Beer. So I must be up in the Poconos. And, yeah, the video is terrible, so I'm going to end it. But I just wanted to make that notation. I forgot to add that this is the area where, at the very least, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania all meet here. I'm trying to think, because it's very interesting. They're all big states, but you can get on a road and cross between them on several roads, and all three states have some beautiful drives. And New York filters into Virginia and or West Virginia. I'm sorry, Pennsylvania does, which is, and Virginia, which have some great drives as well. Okay, so there's a traffic circle up here, and then I go straight through for another 27 miles. Okay, so it's 9:19, and I was driving till 3 a.m. last night. I was so tired that I had to pull over. I saw a McDonald's off one of the highways, and I pulled in there. And it wasn't meant to be, because the McDonald's I stayed at all day in Pillsbury, Pennsylvania, worked out great. Yeah, things usually work out. But what was I going to say? So I'm not sure where I'm going to stay tonight. And I haven't looked at my directions here. Let me look real quick to see how long I have, because I'm not going till 3. Because when I pulled over, I passed right out. And I remember waking up. I woke up and I was in this contorted position. My mouth was wide open, and I felt like I slept 3 hours, less than 3 hours, and I was so tired. But today I set a new record for this method trading, over $1,650. Okay, 289. I may get that. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get a receipt from. Of course, it's not gonna come out right. East Strohos, Pennsylvania. Come on, camera. Oh well, I'll just read it. 5.2 gallons at 2.899 a gallon, so $15.13. I am fairly certain that I'll find gas stations that are equal to or less than this, but my instinct said just fill it, so I did. The last 2 times, my instinct said wait, and I found great prices. I found $2.50 twice, and so I figured this was $2.90 basically. So watch, the next guy will be $2.70. Never fails. But it's 5 gallons, so even if I find something 30 cents less, it's $1.50. So I have that filled. It's about and I'm getting very tired. I've got about 60 miles left of driving for my projected location. That will get me to this bridge called the Bear Mountain Bridge in Garrison, New York. And it's free coming west, like most of the tolls, I think, technically leaving the city or leaving New York. It's free, and going in, it's money. And I think it's $1.75. Now, you can look up online, but last time I crossed the George Washington, I think it was $25. So it's probably $40 now because it's been years, and I'm not paying that. So just by going a little bit upstate, and if you're going up to Boston or the Cape Cod, it's, in my opinion, it's nice drive going this way, and it's not that far out of the way. It really isn't. And you avoid going through Connecticut and New York City, which are just shitholes. I mean, terrible. Terrible driving. All right, so I'm not going to keep talking. I'm going to go. I think, knock on wood, the most challenging part of these directions are behind me, but we will see. We will see. But I'm closer, with it being 60 miles to the end. Worst case scenario, if I see a nice place to stop tonight, I can always tack that onto tomorrow. Because then tomorrow, I don't think I have that in front of me. I'd have to look it on the computer. But I can guesstimate it's like a 4-hour drive after tomorrow. 4 to 5 hours max, I believe. Yeah. All right. Yep. So, yeah, these are boring videos, but I do these because in a week I won't even remember any of this. So I won't remember that it was 9:30 on Tuesday night. Today is the 8th of July, 2025. And today I had a very successful day. I mean, it's a wasted day in many ways when you're just sitting there trading all day, but that's, I can't do everything. That's where it is. Got to make the money while I can make it. And I was saying to Dan, I had been praying for God's assistance in helping me develop this system, because for the last year and a half, it was just getting hit over the head, and it felt so close. Like there were a couple times when I thought I was there, but this actually is completely different from the original. But this one, I've been doing it for 6 weeks now, and thank you, Lord. It's exactly what I was trying to do. But it requires a lot of time and attention, and when you're going, make a long story short, at the end of the day, you feel it, man. You feel it because you're actively trading. I mean, you're not sitting there watching. Like some people day trade, they put in a trade, then they watch the screen, and they watch it go, oh, get out, oh, double down. It's not like that. So, but the only other thing I was thinking as well is there'll be a lot of traffic tomorrow because I'm in the New York, New Jersey area. So I definitely want to get that out of the way tonight. But seeing it in the daylight would also be very nice. So, double-edged sword. Peace. So there was a Wawa for $2.95, and that's $2.89. So far, I'm right in line, or a little bit less. And I'm going back to this McDonald's, not to eat, but for the Wi-Fi. I'm going to check my messages because I'm not sure if I will see another one. Okay, this is the Bear Mountain Bridge going over the Hudson River. The sun's on my left, so... And there's no toll person, so guess I'm gonna get it in the mail from the rental car company. $1.65 toll. Okay, 16 East. Live long and prosper.